We're just waiting for Windows to tell me to switch. There it is. I don't understand why doing that makes the computer run faster. I don't get it. The second that I launch Camtasia and I'm doing this, then that pops up. Anything else, just running Premiere on its own, perfectly fine. Anyway, welcome to another episode of the Slash Raptor Show. I'm Slash Raptor, and this is a live edit of the Squarecow Countdowns episode, which will probably already be live by the time this airs, because as of the day that I'm recording this, only like 3 or 4 episodes of Season 6 are online, and they're going to be airing until November of 2019, and Season 7 is going to premiere in April, and I've already got a lot of the Season 7 episodes edited already. I'm just waiting before I return to Winnipeg for spring break, because we weren't able to film everything, and then we might also start doing filming for Season 8 at the same time. So while I'm waiting, I'm working on stuff like this countdown, and the reason I'm bringing you in the middle of this is a couple of reasons. One, I don't want the recording to be super long and boring. Two, it kind of saves some of the hassle, because I've got all the tricky stuff done already and everything is already in place. And 3, I'm just trying something new. I'm not even sure if I'm going to end up keeping this. But yeah, and it also means that because I tend to explain things as I go when I'm doing it this way, it's not going to make the video that much longer. But I have decided that all these future full screen capturing things of me editing is now going to be a Slash Raptor Show episode. But I haven't done one of these in like 2 years, because the last one of these that I did, well, no, I did do the live recording of Power Rangers costumes, but I don't know if I'm going to keep that one. Anyway, so the countdown that we're doing today is the top 10 witches and wizards from pop culture, and this one features a lot of video footage, which is something I haven't done in a very long time, mostly because I kept getting copyright claimed. Like, the first couple of countdowns that I did, like actually a lot of the ones from the first season. The first season is about the first 7 or 8 episodes. There was originally 8 episodes before I changed formats, and the first one that had that first format change was gaming glitches. So those first 8 episodes, most of them were about videos and TV shows and stuff like that, but a lot of them aren't even available to view right now, because they've been copyright claimed all to hell over the years. Like, some of them I think the death scenes one is banned like everywhere, and the best Megazords one is banned in Japan, and it's ugly, which is why going forward I stopped focusing on movies and TV shows and stayed in the realm of video games, because it's a lot harder to get copyright claimed for video games because of the advent of Let's Players who put the entire game on there. So mostly I'm getting copyright claimed for other things in the video, like the occasional scene of a movie or something. But with the Rockstar Games one that I did with Harkle, when I showed that scene from The Happening and I had that little title credit, I didn't get copyright claimed at all, which means either they didn't care and I didn't get claimed, or it's because of the title. So for this one, I'm trying something new that I haven't done in a very long time, and I'm going to be doing something that has mostly video footage. And we're going to see how it works. If it gets claimed, then I probably won't be able to keep it, and I'll have to keep working on video game stuff. But this is not the first time that this has happened. Like, I also included some video footage in the Biggest Assholes video too from Superman, and I didn't get claimed for that one either. So we're going to try and see if I can do this, because I know for a fact that there are YouTubers out there who include footage in their videos. There has to be a way of doing it properly. So I'm going to keep trying until I get it. And the thing that makes this hardest for me is that you cannot talk to YouTube at all. There's no way of just asking them, look, why does this video keep getting claimed? What am I doing wrong? I'm following all the laws of copyright claimed and you're still claiming it. You can't just ask them that. You have to figure it out for yourself, because that's the way the system works for some reason. If I become popular enough and I end up getting like 4,000 views every month or so, then I'm able to contact YouTube directly and talk to them, which is a completely bullshit system. But whatever, nothing I can do about it. So as of now, I have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 1 finished. So we have to do 5, 4, 3, and 2. And then I gotta watch it through again, and then we're gonna export it. You won't be there for that part. Then I'm gonna upload it to YouTube, see if anything gets claimed, and if it gets claimed, I'm gonna put it down and then work on it some more, but I won't bring you along for that. So the tricky part about this is in some numbers where I use more than one video, because what I'm relying on as the coup de grace for saving me from getting claimed is a title like this. It's just me referring to this, courtesy of. I see that a lot in videos. Mostly I see it in Johnny Paulo's Movie Night. That's what he does. And I would imagine that he just downloads the trailers or something, because I don't know how he gets his footage for his videos. So I'm going to give credit where credit is due, and then we'll see if that works, and see if it still gets claimed. But there are some instances, like for number 6 here, where we're using stuff from a TV show. Because I'm using various different episodes, I'm just giving credit to the show itself and who it is and stuff like this. But when we get into 5, Albus Dumbledore, where I'm going to be using footage from various movies, rather than having to put a title like this on every single clip every time that it switches movies, I'm going to try and do this and just say that the footage that you're seeing in this movie is anywhere from Harry Potter 1 through 6, because all of them are courtesy of Warner Brothers. That's the easy part. So I'm giving the various dates, and we'll see if this works. And if it doesn't work, then over here I do have all of the different titles here. So I've got one for 6, I've got one for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, because Albus Dumbledore isn't in Deathly Hallows. Well, he is, but not really. And then I've also got this one here. This is the big one. And then in number 4, there's going to be something similar where I'm using Master Yoda. So I'm doing this because I'm using footage from all the videos here, because the Star Wars saga is still going, even though I'm not actually using footage from the new movies, because he dies in 6. And I'm saying it this way because I'm only using footage from the prequels and then the the original trilogy. But if I do it that way, then I feel like I would have to make it one for the prequels and then one for the original, and then that defeats the purpose of grouping it all together. So we're going to do it like that and see. If it was just the prequels, then I could say George Lucas, because he did all 3. But I can't do that for the original because he only directed 4. And then it was just like Irvin Kershner for 5, and then somebody else for 6. Anyway. So first of all, we need to sort our stuff out here. So let's get into number 5 here. And I have to figure out what all I want to use for this. So let's go with... Actually, I'm going to make a bin in here and clean some of this stuff out, because this is pretty cluttered. Charmed, Doctor Strange, gonna do all this. And let's have this one be for episode 2. Now I don't know if I'm gonna need this yet, but I'm gonna leave that there just in case I do. Okay. So I'm not going to need the titles anymore because they're already in place. So we need to do Dumbledore, who's over here. Okay, so here's that. Now you'll notice that I'm not using the music or the audio from the video anymore. That's something that I started doing with Wintry Levels, which hasn't aired as of now. That'll be coming out. What is it today? It's Friday. Yeah, that'll come out on the 27th of March. But recently, I had to restart the entire Squarecow Countdowns project from scratch because, in an irritating twist, there's no way to export sequences. And basically, for the unaware, a sequence is this. It's the project itself. The project file contains all the sequences for a particular project and all of the imported footage, but it doesn't contain the actual workspace. And there is no way to export a sequence as a file, so that, say for example, the project gets deleted or or it gets corrupted or something. When you start a new project, you have to start all over again because you can't import sequences that you've saved as files on your computer. And I think that would be a really cool feature, and it would save a lot of time. Mind you, I'm only using CS5. I've never got 6, and I obviously don't have Creative Cloud. So if that's a feature in the newer versions, then great, but it's not available to me. And basically what happened, this actually happened to me a lot while I'm working, and it's not usually a big deal because it typically happens on Game On, which is why a lot of the time I have to remake that Game On opening thing every 45 seconds. It's most notable for the Game On onesies, where just throughout the evolution of the show, the intro has just become a little bit unfragmented, but that's really the least important part of the video. So I've had to remake that like 12 times now. Let's see if I can do it, because over here somewhere, in this guy, I should have it. I think it was... Yeah, where would that be? That would be starting with this one. This one, Mortal Kombat Special Forces. It was either... Yeah, I think it was with this one. I had to do another start again. So I think I don't think I've had to do it since then, but this one was the last time I remember. So I had to redo the intro here again. But there might be a different one in some of these, because I don't think I use that onesie thing that comes down anymore. Or if I do, I don't remember. And then over here, up in these ones, these three have different intros because I made them just on their own, just to kind of see how things went. And then when they ended up being pretty successful, then later on I made 3 more with a new intro, and then again I made more. And then when I started doing them more often, I made them like this. So it's... I think it was from 7 all the way to 66 I made, and then it crashed again, so then I had to do this, and then I did all these ones, and then all the new ones. I think I may have had to do it one more time, but it's really not a big deal. But yeah, if you look here, this countdown template, that only contains all the stuff I've imported, but this thing here is linked to the project. So if the project file goes, then the sequence goes with it. And it happened for the first time when I was in the process of editing the top 10 Super Mario Odyssey captures. I was working on it, and it just started to get... No, actually, it happened at the end of the Most Ridiculous Products 2. It started there, and then I wasn't able to continue. I was just barely able to finish that video. And then I saved it, it came out fine, and I remember I had to save it a couple of times because I kept missing things, which is why it took forever to actually get it done, because it kept freezing. And I couldn't do it for Super Mario Odyssey. I would boot the project up and it would just crash Premiere on cue. So I had to clear my Adobe Premiere Pro stash, and I tried opening the project and then copying everything in here and then putting it in a new project, and that didn't work because it would crash before I could copy it. So for the first time since I've done Squarecow Countdowns, I had to start from square one, basing the new sequence on a previous episode. And then it's been like that since the Mario Odyssey captures. And it was after Mario Odyssey captures in the wintry levels forward that I stopped using video with audio in the video and instead putting music, because it's easier to edit the video if you don't have to also keep in mind what the clips are going to be saying and stuff. So I have 3 different things for each one now, and I think it actually makes it a lot easier. And it's also, it just makes it easier overall, because nobody's really paying attention to what the video is saying in the first place. They're listening to what I'm saying. So by putting music that's appropriate for that particular article, then it makes it not sound like just me talking over a complete silence and then watching the video. And it's also easier to edit. So we're doing it this way. And I also could get copyright claim for the music, but hopefully by using music from that particular show or royalty-free music, I should be okay. Like for this one here, the Albus Dumbledore music. Number 5, Albus Dumbledore. That's actually from Harry Potter. That's like the credit music from the original movie, so I don't think I'll get claimed if I'm also giving credit to it there. But we'll see. And that's actually pretty loud, so I'm gonna turn this down. I love these headphones, but they're so loud. They're just deafeningly loud. It's not too bad when I put them on my phone, but this one in particular on my computer is just brutally loud, because I usually have to crank things up because I'm kind of deaf. I usually have it at like 80 or 100 when I'm not working with my headphones. And just so many things that I do on this computer are just so loud. Thirsty. I don't think we've actually gotten anything done at all. I think I've just been talking the whole time. Alright, now let's just see, because there's a lot of blank spaces here and that kind of irks me. So let's see what happens if I put the backdrop under it. Is that part of the video? Yeah, that's part of the video. Alright then, so let's see what happens if we do a crop. And then we're gonna do, let's try 8. How about 11? Oops, that's the wrong one. No, we want to do it here. Closer. How about 12? A little bit. 13. Yeah, that'll work. And then bottom 13. That looks weird. What happens if I zoom it? Oh, that looks even worse. No, I think I'll just leave it. If it was on the sides of the video, then I would change it. But top and bottom, I'm not going to bother. And that's usually my rule. Number 5, Albus Dumbledore. I haven't seen any of the Fantastic Beast movies yet, so whatever happens in those can't apply to this list. Dumbledore's chocolate frog states, can I get a picture of his chocolate frog? Let's see. Can I get a picture of that? Because that would be really cool. Dumbledore's chocolate frog card. Can I get like a PNG of it? That would be so cool. Oh, that's almost perfect. I like how they have Albus Dumbledore trademark in here. In the Chocolate Frog trademark, Harry Potter trademark. Grindelwald doesn't have a trademark on it. I was hoping for some sort of like a PNG image, but I don't think I'm gonna find one. Like a graphic or something, because if I use the real card, then I really suck at Photoshop. So let's see if I can get, like, printable, maybe? Will that work? No, it's got nothing written on it, though. Yeah, well. Whatever. So I guess we're just going to rely on video footage. But that's okay. See, that's Dumbledore. That is Dumbledore. Like, he jumps out of the books and he's just perfect. And I feel like they just kind of, when they had to recast him for Prisoner of Azkaban, I feel like they just picked the first old guy they saw. Michael Gambon is a good actor, but he's not a good Dumbledore. He's just aggressive, and he doesn't have that quirky warmth and gentleness that Richard Harris just had so perfectly. It was just so sad that he died because he was so perfect. Oh. Anyway, I even include that in the audio here. You'll hear that. And there. Okay. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna do that. No, not that one. That one. Thank you. Now we're gonna plop this in here.
States, considered by many the greatest wizard of modern times, Dumbledore is particularly famous for his defeat of the Dark Wizard Grindelwald in 1945, for the discovery of the 12 uses of dragon's blood, and his work developed in the art of the sequel to the Dark Wizard Grindelwald in 1945.
If I can, I want to use as much footage of just Dumbledore as Richard Harris, but I'm only going to be able to have shots of him talking. So, like, I'm limited to what I can find on YouTube for this because I don't have a way of importing all my movies. I have, like, every single thing I'm talking about, but I don't have a Blu-ray drive in my computer, although I do have an empty slot where I could put one. I have a DVD drive. See? It's right here. You'll even hear it. I've got that guy. And then underneath that, there's an empty slot where a potential Blu-ray player could go, but there's no drive in there yet. And I also don't have any software that would import footage from the Blu-rays and or DVDs and turn it into an editable program. I did at one point, but I don't remember what happened to it. And I probably used it in the early episodes of Squarecow Countdowns, but I don't remember what happened after that. I don't remember where it went, and I don't remember why I don't have it anymore.
Dumbledore's Chocolate Frog states, considered by many the greatest wizard of modern times, Dumbledore is particularly famous for his defeat of the Dark Wizard Grindelwald in 1945, for the discovery of the 12 uses of dragon's blood, and his work on...
Yeah, let's do this. I'm at a bit of a disadvantage here because the audio and stuff feels a lot quieter now than it probably will be when I actually watch it. So it's a little awkward for me, but that's not the end of the world because I already sort of heard all of it normally. So before we export it, then I'll go back in and look at it. Now, what else do we want to use in here? I'm not really talking about anything in particular about Dumbledore. I think I can just borrow this guy. Ooh, that's really long, though. Jesus.
For the discovery of the 12 uses of dragon's blood, and his work on...
See, and he also just doesn't look like Dumbledore. Like, his hair isn't long, it's not the right color, and he almost looks kind of Chinese, and he doesn't have the same warmth and bubbliness that... See, like, I don't know, just... I don't like it. His portrayal got a little better in the later ones, but he still had this... He had this almost aggressive kind of thing, particularly in Goblet of Fire, where he seemed so out of character. Richard Harris stayed very accurate to the book version, but Michael Gambon tried to put his own spin on it, and I didn't like that. I already mentioned it in the death scenes about his scene where he's pleading Severus to kill him, and he just goes, Severus, please. When he should be going, Severus, please. You know, I'm not an actor, but...
And his verbal alchemy with his partner Nicholas Flamel.
Let's actually just mix and match these guys here, just for a little bit of diversity and, you know, stuff like that. And, ooh, that's a good shot. I like that one. See, and here's a good example of why not using the video and audio of a clip is good. Because right here, if I want this shot of Dumbledore, because I'm not using the video, well, I mean, because I'm only using the video, it doesn't matter what he's saying. I don't have to worry about cutting at the beginning of his speech so that it doesn't sound blocky. I'm only using the video, which means that if I just want this nice panning zoom shot here, then I can just kind of have it. I just go right until it ends, and then I just slide it into the video, and it's beautiful and simple. Oop. I liked Harry's hair in this one best, I think. It actually showed his scar off, and like one thing they did wrong with Daniel Radcliffe, well, other than the fact that his eyes are blue and Harry's eyes are supposed to be green, is that they cut his hair too short, and Harry's hair isn't supposed to be short. It's supposed to be messy and like all shaggy, and it was too long in Goblet of Fire, and he looked like a girl. Same with Ron. And then they just cut it short in Order of the Phoenix, and it just stayed really short for the end of it. And like it's a minor thing, but I think he looked better when he had his hair like that, because that's what Harry looks like when I picture in my hair. And Ron too. Okay, so drag video only, like so. Yeah. And so then let's also grab this thing, because that was a good shot. I've got the shot of him grabbing onto to Fox here. That was pretty cool.
Years old. And I still don't like Michael Gambon as Dumbledore. Richard Harris was so perfect.
Yeah, see, look at that. Like, it's kind of okay, but it doesn't look like Harry. He's got his hair is too nice. I'm nitpicking. I do that sometimes. Okay, why do people do this on YouTube? Nobody cares. This is basically just Windows Media, like Windows Movie Maker. Just get on with it.
Please let me help you. I don't want your help. Don't you understand? I have to do this. I have to kill you. He's gonna kill me.
Look what we have here. Well done, Draco.
When I first saw Prisoner of Azkaban, I actually thought they recast Malfoy and Neville, because they went through such a visual difference that it almost looked like two different people. But no, they're still the same person.
Good evening, Bellatrix. I think introductions are an old adventure.
Not to us. I'm afraid no one will touch it. Do it.
He doesn't have the stomach, just like his father. Finish him in my own way.
No! The Dark Lord has cleared the points to do it. This is your moment. Do it. Go on, Draco. No!
No.
I think it'll be very appropriate showing a shot of Michael Gambon's Dumbledore falling down into his death as I'm saying I still don't like his portrayal, because it's kind of like, die. You are not Dumbledore. Richard Harris was Dumbledore. Not to be confused with Richard Griffith, who played Uncle Dursley? Uncle Vernon? I think. See? He's just... Please. When he should be... Severus, please. Like, he should be in pain, and he should be all screwed up because of what that liquid in the cave was. That's how it was in the book. Why did he have to use the killing curse on him? Couldn't he have just knocked him out of the astronomy tower and he'd have died anyway? In the movies, it makes it seem like Avada Kedavra is the only curse that will actually kill people, because that's all they ever use. Voldemort in particular, like, every duel he does, he's just shooting killing curse, killing curse, killing curse, killing curse. Like, that's all it does, and you call yourself the most powerful wizard? But if all you're using is a spell that kills people instantly, then how much skill do you have? A real wizard should be able to kill people without using that. Oops. I thought I did this. We'll go from here. And then like that. And it's not quite long enough, so we'll do... Oop! Nope, hang on. That's wrong. And we're gonna move you down here. And because there's no audio in the video either, I can also slow clips down if they're too short, without having to add another clip that would throw off the vibe and just the rhythm that I've got going with the way things have been arranged. So that's another useful thing. Let's try doing it with 90% speed. Nope. Okay, let's try 85. Nope, that's wrong. I meant... Yes, Premiere, I know what you're doing. Shut up. 85. Nope. It's still a really long... That's still a really short clip. 83. Yeah, this is the dance that I do a lot. Okay, fine. 80. Thank you. Now, it'll go like this. Yeah, I think that works. So now we have to save, render. It's going to be a little slower with rendering. Well, actually, no, it's not bad. Only some of them need to be rendered. I don't know why some do and others don't. Like, this one here, I don't know why this needed to be rendered. I didn't do anything to it. This one needed to be rendered because I changed the speed of it, but this one, this one, this one, and this one didn't. This one needed because it had stuff over top of it, but... Number 5, Albus Dumbledore. I haven't seen any of the Fantastic Beasts movies yet, so whatever happens in those can't apply to this list. Dumbledore's Chocolate Frog states, considered by many the greatest wizard of modern times, Dumbledore is particularly famous for his defeat of the dark wizard Grindelwald in 1945, for the discovery of the 12 uses of dragon's blood, and his work on alchemy with his partner Nicholas Flamel. Professor Dumbledore enjoys chamber music and 10-pin bowling. He was also a member of the Wizengamot, headmaster of Hogwarts, and the only wizard Voldemort... Ooh, I thought I saw something there. Yeah, right there. Okay. So we need to do that so that it's not gonna cut there. We need it to be from this to this. That's better. And then for this one, I think we can probably just do that because there's Snape standing there like that. Excellent. All right, so that makes 1 through 5 done. So now we just have to do 4, 3, and 2. Because this one's already finished, so... Alright, now, I don't exactly know how I want to go about doing this one either. But, excuse me, I have to figure out which clip is which here. This one looks to be him. Yeah, this is Order 66. And I wanted this one because there's that shot where he decapitates the 2 stormtroopers. That was always pretty badass. This one here. Just here. Yeah, I wanted that. I think I'll use this as the intro thing right here. And let's see if I can slow-mo you just a tad, because that's pretty slow. Let's put you to be about 90. That didn't do much at all. Okay, let's try 80.
Number 4, Master Yoda. Yes, I know that Jedi aren't technically wizards, but as I stated in the rules,
That's good enough. And then this one is him fighting Dooku. And then this one is him dying. So we need a close-up shot of him. I don't understand why so many people like the puppet better. Like, at the time, it looked really good. But me personally, I think that that does not look as good as that. Like, you can see the details in his face more. Like, this is good CGI here. What they did with him in Phantom Menace was garbage, but I think that looks better. Or if they were to keep a puppet, but then just add a CGI face so that it doesn't look so weird and puppet-like, I think it would have been better. There's some instances where the CGI looks really fake, but I thought Yoda always looked pretty good. Like, I recently learned that the entirety of New York in the Battle of New York the Battle of New York in the first Avengers, that whole thing of New York, that's all CGI. Like, that's good. I would not have known that. I mean, it makes sense that all the things that they were doing to New York were fake, but I would have at least thought they were actually standing in New York.
Unfortunate that you rushed to face him. That incomplete was your training.
And then we'll put that there.
But as I stated in the rules, Yoda's incredible mastery of the Force allows him to do things that some people might consider.
Yeah, like, why does this need to be rendered? This has already been rendered. I haven't done anything with this yet. This one I changed so that it would be 80% speed, so that makes sense. But this part it should need to render because it has to render the title over top of the video. But over here it should be yellow, like this one. It should already be pre-rendered. It's just a weird thing sometimes. Oh yeah, here. I always thought that Yoda's cane was his lightsaber, but then I paid more attention and his lightsaber's in his pocket. Oops.
As one of the most powerful Jedi of all,
There, see? You don't want this. So we have to do this. Oops. that's not what I wanted. I wanted to do one clip. There. See, now this part is rendered. This is a different video file. So this one is rendered, but this one isn't. I don't know why.
One of the most powerful Jedi of all time, Yoda makes other notable Jedi like Obi-Wan seem like rookies in comparison. I mean, just look.
And then we need the shot of him raising the thing out of the swamp here. Oop. Hang on. And
I mean, just look how easily he was able to raise the X-Wing out of the swamps of Dagobah. Still not impressed? Then watch it. It was the X. I mean, just look how easily he was able to raise the
and then we're gonna cut it here.
X-Wing out of the swamps of Dagobah. Still not impressed? Then watch how easily he reflects the Sith lightning here. It's never out of the swamps of Dagobah.
And then we need the shot of him fighting with Dooku. I like how if you play it backwards, it actually looks like Yoda's shooting lightning at him. Yoda's gone to the dark side! And the... Oop, hang on. Let me just make sure I didn't overwrite something here.
Still not impressed? Then watch how easily he reflects the Sith lightning here. It's never explained what planet Yoda is from, or even what the name of his species is, but they seem to have...
And then we'll get one more shot of him pulling out his lightsaber, because that is pretty badass.
Much to learn, you still have.
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber.
Oh yeah, here we go. This was the moment that everyone was waiting for. See, that CGI there, that looks dumb. That I don't like. Like, that you can tell is totally fake. Like, look at that. I don't even think this is real either. That's, well, Yoda isn't real, obviously, but look how fake that looks. Okay, so let's see how much this does. And then we should also get a shot from this here. Or we can just do the whole thing here. And... oh, that's just the right length. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Actually might be a tad short, but I can extend it if I need to. Like that. There. Yeah, see, in this part here, this is all this is all already rendered, so I don't even have to worry about that. It's just this part here that wasn't rendered for some reason. Okay, so we're gonna render this out, and then let's see how the Yoda section looks now.
Number 4, Master Yoda. Yes, I know that Jedi aren't technically wizards, but as I stated in the rules, Yoda's incredible mastery of the Force allows him to do things that some people might consider to be magic. As one of the most powerful Jedi of all time, Yoda makes other notable Jedi like Obi-Wan seem like rookies in comparison. I mean, just look how easily he was able to raise the X-Wing out of the swamps of...
Is there a bad cut there? Let's see.
Raise the X-Wing
Nope.
out of the swamps of Dagobah. Still not impressed? Then watch how easily he reflects the Sith lightning here. It's never explained what planet Yoda is from, or even what the name of his species is, but they seem to have remarkable...
Oop, there was a bad cut there. I saw that. Oop, hang on. There, that'll fix it. Okay, we're making progress. Only 2 to go. Now, Doctor Strange here. This one... no, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. This one, actually. Yes, this one is actually the Indian language version because I wanted to see... I wanted a footage of that crash, but I couldn't find it in English. So, Movie Clips Hindi... because there's no subtitles in the dialogue, and because I'm not using the audio from the clip, you're not going to hear that he's not speaking English. So it's just another benefit. So first of all, we need to do...
Number 3, Doctor Strange. I would have put Doctor Strange at number 1, but that seemed like a cop-out to me. But he did rank higher than Yoda, and not just because he's actually a wizard.
Kind of want to watch Doctor Strange again now. I've only seen it like 3 times.
It's impinging on the medulla. I needed a specialist MIG diagnose brain death. Something about that doesn't feel right to me.
Rachel McAdams looks awesome in those scrubs. Just pointing that out. I know, that might be a fetish of mine because I kind of like scrubs. Not the show, just in general. Don't know where that came from because I don't like hospitals, but... something about them. I kind of like it. Well, I mean, Rachel McAdams for one thing, but still.
Number 3, Doctor Strange. I would have put Doctor Strange at number 1, but that seemed like a cop-out to me. But he did rank higher than Yoda, and not just because he's actually a wizard, whereas Yoda is a Jedi. I've never read the comics, so all my knowledge of Doctor Strange comes from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Alright, so we're gonna put that there. And I think what we'll do is we're actually gonna start this right there. And I do have this image here that I downloaded specifically to use as the backdrop for the thumbnail. So what we'll do is we'll put this here. I already made the thumbnail. This one I knew what I wanted to have as the thumbnail right from the get-go. Because sometimes I make the video and then I just look around and see what a good thing is, but it's kind of hard with this particular stuff because you've got all these black lines on the top and the bottom. So there's a nice picture here. Like, see, even this one wouldn't work because it's got those dumb lines on the top and bottom. So I found this on Google and it's pretty sick. So I'll probably use that. And see, even this image here.
Number 3, Doctor Strange.
Which one did I go with for this? I think I did this one. Yeah, I zoomed it in a little bit, but that's okay. I can always do it again if I change my mind. Because this one here is more zoomed out. Actually, maybe we will do that. So then let's do... titles. When I'm making the title, it doesn't matter what order I put them in. When I'm making the actual title, it does matter, because it's not going to matter for this one because there's no overlapping, but the video 1 is always the lowest layer, and then the highest video is always on top of that. Like in Photoshop, except I don't know how to use Photoshop. I suck with it. There. So that's another still we can do. Harkle's texting me, talking about some of the ideas we're going to do when we get together for April. So now we need the one with the accident in it, which is this. I just wish this wasn't so dark. Now, that's a really long clip.
Terrible accident that crippled his hand, which led him to evolve in ways.
I need to just summarize this.
Which led to evolve ways he can never surgeon. He endured a terrible accident that crippled his hand, which led him to evolve in ways he could never have foreseen.
That'll work. We'll go right there. And we also need to crop this so that you can't see that clip. But here's the problem, though. This one is different than this one, because this is going to have that same frame rate. I might need to find that clip, actually. Because I don't want that thing in my video, but if I cut it, then there's no way for me to undo that. Unless I make just this part like that. See, I'll show you what I mean. So if I crop this, usually when I'm doing something like this to remove this, I just do a very simple crop and I go about 5. That doesn't get rid of it though, so let's do 10. Doesn't get rid of it. So then we have to do 15. Still doesn't get rid of it. 20. Now it's gone. But if I put this underneath the background now, I'll show you what this is going to look like and you'll see the problem. See, so now if it went from this to this, you're going to see that like the whole bottom half here is intact, but this top part is gone. So I could do a zoom to fix it, but that's going to make it look like this. So there's still going to be a black bar at the bottom, and it's going to look weird. And so unless I do a crop on the other side as well, just for that particular clip, like that. God, that's so dark. Yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad, because I don't need the whole thing. I just need parts of it. But that's so dark. Can I like brighten that? Brightness. Let's try brightening this up a bit. Let's try like 20. That doesn't even fix it. That just makes it look white. Actually, that's a little better. Let's try 30 and 30. That's a tad better. Now let's see what it looks like without that. Actually, that isn't much better at all. Let's just see what happens at 50. Yeah, that doesn't actually do anything. Never mind. It looked like it was a little better, but it's not really. So we'll just go with this. And it's just one small clip. And we need more of Doctor Strange. Yeah, see, even this one has an annoying watermark. But this one's 4K, so... I love how he trapped him. That was really cool. And for this, we're going to do that. And then this is going to be similar to that. That's like a big cock shot to anyone watching your video. Why do you put this there? It's written everywhere on your channel. You don't need to put watermarks. That's just very mean, and I would never do that to people. It just looks unprofessional having that there, so I get rid of them. But look how far up I'm going to have to go to get rid of that now. Maybe 18? No. 19? No. 19.5. And then what we'll do is do 10 at the top. There, that's better. Now all we have to do is this part.
I think you'll find our will equal to yours.
Actually, I don't even think I need this. Oops.
He now serves as the Sorcerer Supreme, Earth's foremost protector against magical and mystical threats. And
now we need to get the shot of when Thanos takes it from him. Oh. Well, I can just use that part. I don't think people are going to notice. As long as they don't show the part of it shattering.
And until Thanos took it from him in Infinity War, he was also the keeper and guardian of the Time Stone.
We can also do this. Oops. Crap. Like that. And then that.
When I first watched
Almost there. Just this part here.
British, but
And that's a tad too long now, of course.
but I was wrong. Such a great movie.
I don't really care anymore. I'll just do this. Save. Render.
Such a great movie.
Let's go to 15 and try.
Number 3, Doctor Strange. I would have put Doctor Strange at number 1, but that seemed like a cop-out to me. But he did rank higher than Yoda, and not just because he's actually a wizard, whereas Yoda is a Jedi. I've never read the comics, so all my knowledge of Doctor Strange comes from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, I would probably leave that at 20. Okay. One more, man. Just one more. I don't know who that is, but she's pretty. Got lots of desktops. They're just cycling through on a thing right now. Oh yeah, that one definitely looks better. So that looks good. And one more. Just one more. How long have we been going for? Oh, see, like only an hour. That's not bad. I don't know if you guys can see that thing. Alright, now close all of this. And then for Willow, I don't think I need that, because this one has all of her spells in it, I think, so... No, it doesn't, actually. It only has some of them. That one has that one. And then this one, I don't really need this. Oh, this is the one I want. Okay, this one, then. See, it just sucks because sometimes they have this on the thing there. Like, why do you do that? Alright, so this we don't need either.
Not dead, nor not of the living. Spirits of the interregnum I call. Gods bind him. Cast his heart from the evil realm.
Yeah, here we go.
Realm. Te implor duamne, nu ignora gesta rugamente. Nici mort, nici alfiente.
Hey,
Lasa orbita
speak English.
ava transporta suffletul lael.
Sophia.
See, it never explains exactly what happens to her here in the show. It's almost like she gets possessed by something.
Number 2, Willow Rosenberg. Willow was introduced to the forces of magic by attempting a complex spell to restore Angel's soul. To her own surprise, she tapped into the nasty shaft. To restore Angel's soul. To her own surprise, she tapped into considerable power during this ritual and would come to practice witchcraft.
Sophia. Sophia. Akum. Akum.
Yeah, that looks good. And then these guys get scaled to frame size. Yeah, see, this is where I would put my border on it. So we're going to do this. Oops. Do that. And then the backdrop is going to pop in right here. And then that's going to go there. Okay, so we have that one. Now what comes next?
Surprised, she tapped into considerable power during this ritual and would come to practice witchcraft.
Yeah, that'll work. Scale to frame size.
And would come.
The washer pencil string is heavy and detest. Thanks. It's all about emotional control. Plus, obviously, magic.
To practice witchcraft. Willow was quick to grasp basic spells, and with support from her girlfriend Tara,
And scale.
Hey, you want to go to the espresso pump and get sugared up on mochas? Oh.
This part here is actually a shot of her with Anya, but if I don't show Anya, then I can probably pass it off as being Tara.
her powers blossomed even more rapidly, as did herself.
Yeah, and that's why she ended up coming back.
As did her self-confidence. As did her self-confidence. Almost in her actual
Yeah, there. That's what I wanted. So now we have to... Actually, what I should probably do is borrow this one.
Her powers blossomed even more as did her confidence. Her powers blossomed even more rapidly, as did her self-confidence. Her powers blossomed even more rapidly. Her powers blossomed even more rapidly, as did her self-confidence. Milestone.
Yeah, that'll work. And then scale to frame size. And then that's the enjoining spell done.
Milestones in her magical career include the enjoining spell. Milestones in her magical career include the enjoining spell.
Scale to frame size, and then what's next here?
Resurrecting Buffy.
Okay, so now we have to jump forward to season 6 here.
What are you doing? Help him!
Here we go.
Hussars! Release her!
Resurrecting Buffy. Oh yeah.
Lots of this is going to be from season 6, because season 6 is where she started turning evil, so... So that'll be the shot of her turning evil, quote unquote. And then I also need one of her about to destroy the world.
And nearly ending the world. Yeah, she kind of turned evil.
Yeah, she... And then right there...
Turned evil for a while, but she's back to normal. Yeah, she kind of turned evil for a while, but she's back to normal now.
And then that goes there. Now we need the one of her actually trying to destroy the world. So, I don't read the motion comics, but... Like, I don't read the comic extension, but apparently... Right here... Warren survives this somehow because Amy Madison brings him back to life without his skin on, even though you can clearly see here that she eradicated him. And that's exactly why I never read those comics, is because it's just ridiculous. Like, Dawn becomes a giant, and then a centaur, and then a doll, and Dawn and Xander hook up when they're like 6 years apart, and they're like destroying magic, and then Angel becomes this dimensional thing. It's just ridiculous. Season 7 was not very good, but it had potential. I think by that point they had just lost it. There were a couple of really good episodes in Season 7, but I'm glad it ended at that point, because if Season 8 is anything, but if the Season 8 comics, based on the information I've read about them, would have been actually like what Buffy Season 8 would have been, I'm glad they didn't make it, because it's just ridiculous. Season 6 was the last good season, because it was awesome. I loved the concept of Willow turning into Dark Willow, and I love how Xander saved her.
One down.
Plus, she just flayed Warren, which was pretty disgusting, but it was also kind of awesome at the same time.
One down.
Plus the Buffy versus Willow fight was just so cool. And I love how Giles comes in right at the last second and blasts her. Yeah, right here. No one else has the power to save me.
Because I've turned pro. Asmodia, bring forth.
Oh yeah, and nearly ending the world. Yeah, she kind of turned evil for a while, but powerful leader.
No, I don't like that. What I'm gonna do instead...
Oh yeah, and nearly ending the world.
No, let's not do this. There's a better scene, I think. No, maybe not, because Xander shows up right then. So let's do...
Oh yeah, and nearly ending the world.
Okay, but I can't have it cut to Willow's face, though, so we have to do this part like that, there. That'll do it. Scale to frame size. Now, some of these are full screen clips. Looks like it's season 6 onwards that gets to be full screen. So let's see if season 7's like that too, because then it saves me time and I'll be able to put this down there. I love this little exchange here. It's so sweet, and her hair turns red at the same time. Oops, hang on. Don't need that.
She even used the science to activate all the potentials in the world, creating an army.
Yeah, there. This can go here. Scale. So now we have to get to the end of season 7 where she does that part. Mind you, all the stuff I'm saying about season 7, I haven't tried to watch it all together for a very long time, but there were some really good episodes in there. Like, Him was hilarious, where they're all falling for the quarterback, and the first 4 episodes were really good. Like, Lessons was awesome. The one with the where she's the counselor listening to people's problems, that was great. I forget what the other ones are. There was that other one, that first episode. Something... Oh yeah, the one where Willow comes back and then the thing is eating her. Like, that was fine. I think where it went wrong was they focused a little bit too much on Spike getting manipulated by the first, when they should have just focused on the potentials. Because once it started getting going, where the potentials came in and like once Faith came back in, then it was awesome again. Except less Andrew, because Andrew's really annoying. And apparently gay in the comics. I never noticed that, but looking back, it seems like he probably should have been the whole time. And there was also an episode in season 7 where Willow turned into Warren. Why? Like, what?
Poor Ta.
Yeah, this is her on Angel. Here, this part. Right here.
She decided to act up to the army. I'm not trying to find it after it.
Alright, so this needs to get scaled. And this one's already scaled. Okay, so this part here needs the full screen. I would have to rewrite my script in order to incorporate Willow's battle against Glory, so I'm just saying a couple of things about it instead. That's why I made sure to say some of the highlights include. It's going to be slow unless I do it this way. There, so now all of these guys here have it. Alright, so I think that's just about it. So I'm going to render this out, and then we're going to watch the whole thing start to finish, and then see how it is. And then, if it's good, then I'll end the recording, and then get onto the exporting process and uploading process and all that stuff. And we'll see what happens. Crossing my fingers to hope that it doesn't get copyright claimed. Because I'm actually starting to run out of video game ideas, but... well, topics for video games, I mean. Excuse me. Come on, finish. You can do it. Alright, save, maximize frame, and here we go.
Squarecow Countdowns. I'm your host, Raptor, and if I do say so myself, this episode is gonna be quite magical. Why, you ask? Well, because we're counting down the top 10 witches and wizards from pop culture, so let the magic begin. I'm not focusing on any particular media format. Books, movies, TV shows, and video games are all fair game. But to keep things interesting, I'm trying not to go with the more obvious choices, and I might take some creative liberties here and there to help diversify the list. My only real restriction is that I can only have one character per franchise. Like I previously mentioned, I might take some creative liberties, but I'll try to stay more or less grounded. For example, if a character can do things that some people might consider magic, then that's really all they need to qualify. And no, Gandalf will not be on this list because I never got into the series, although the movies are pretty cool. Keep in mind that this list is mostly based on my own personal opinion, which will probably be different from your opinions. If you agree with me, great. Tell me about it in the comments. And if you don't agree with me, well then tell me about that too. Okay, wands at the ready, because all I have to do is say the magic word and the countdown will start. The magic word is go. I know. Pretty clever, huh? Number 10, Miracle Max. Miracle Max used to work for the king, until Prince Humperdinck fired him. Now he runs a shop where he deals in miracles, as his name implies. After Wesley is seemingly killed when Prince Humperdinck drains 100 years from his life, Inigo and Fezzik take him to Max in the hopes of bringing him back to life. Miracle Max reveals, much to everyone's relief, that Wesley is only mostly dead. He works his magic and creates a pill that will bring Wesley back to life. Max originally refused to help Inigo without being paid until he learned that Wesley would hopefully go on to cause Prince Humperdinck great humiliation by stealing Buttercup away. Max might be more of an alchemist than a real wizard, but bringing people back from near death is pretty magical, earning him this spot on the list. Number 9. The Blair Witch. Known for catapulting the found footage genre into the mainstream, the Blair Witch Project has become a staple in the horror movie genre thanks to its inventiveness. A true piece of psychological terror, the film has 3 friends get...
Saw something there. Hang on.
its inventiveness. A true piece of psychological terror, the film has 3 friends...
Okay, no, it's supposed to look like that. That's fine. Alright, back to this.
Inventiveness. A true piece of psychological terror, the film has 3 friends get lost in the woods where legend has it the Blair Witch preys on unsuspecting victims. Though most of her powers and influence are left to the imagination, it's for that reason alone that this witch is so terrifying. Sure, you never actually see the Blair Witch in the movies, but isn't that a true test of her power? She's able to take unsuspecting victims, drive them mad, and then cut them down all without ever showing her face. If you ask me, that makes her pretty intimidating. Number 8. Jafar. If Disney was trying to surprise us when they revealed that Jafar is evil, they failed epically. Everything from his design to his voice just screams villain, like Scar from The Lion King. Jafar is the court vizier and the Sultan's primary advisor, but he has a staff that can brainwash people, which he uses repeatedly on the Sultan to further his goals. Then he disguises himself as a creepy old man and hires Aladdin to swipe Genie's lamp from the Cave of Wonders. But Jafar gives in to his delusions of grandeur when he finally gets his hands on the lamp, and wishes to become the most powerful sorcerer in the world. For about a minute. Then he gets greedy and wishes that he was a genie instead, only to get trapped inside a tiny little black lamp. One of the coolest endings to one of the best Disney movies ever. I really hope Disney knows what they're doing with the live-action remake. Number 7. The Fairy Godmother. Despite her sweet and innocent demeanor, the fairy godmother is actually quite cunning and devious. Although the true extent of her powers is unknown, she was certainly powerful enough to make a compelling villain. She's also a pretty famous celebrity, simply known as the Fairy Godmother, so we never learn what her real name is or if she's really a fairy, but since her son Prince Charming doesn't have fairy wings, at least we can see, it could be that she used magic to give herself wings. Well, you know, either that or she drank a Red Bull, because Red Bull gives you wings! Number 6. Phoebe Halliwell. Alyssa Milano is such a babe. What? You want me to go into more details? Fine. Phoebe is the middle sister of the Charmed Ones, a prophesied sisterhood of 3, later 4 witches, who descend from the Warren line of witches. They're known as the most powerful witches ever to walk the earth and are dedicated to protecting the innocent.
Oh, there was a cut there, I think. Yeah, right there. Can't have Rose McGowan in there. She's pretty too, but we're not talking about her, so... where's my cursor here? Okay, so in a case like this, then I'm just going to do speed duration 1, and then presto. Oh, no, it's here. That's where the problem is. Okay. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so then we still have to do that, though. Alright, so then this... speed duration 1, hold indefinitely, re-render, I was going to put Prue on here because I do like Shannon Doherty a lot more. She's always been my favorite. She dies in season 3, so it's kind of hard to find a lot of footage of her. And Phoebe overall is the best spellcaster of the 4 sisters, even though her power of precognition isn't really that useful in battle. Plus, if I did Alyssa Milano, then because I did Alyssa Milano, I got to do the joke at the end about how Star-Lord's ship is probably named after Alyssa Milano. I don't know if it is for sure, but let's just watch it in small screen for the rest of this, because that way I don't have to keep minimizing the frame and minimizing it every time I see something that has to fix.
Phoebe is the middle sister of the Charmed Ones, a prophesied sisterhood of 3, later 4 witches who descend from the Warren line of witches. They're known as the most powerful witches ever to walk the earth and are dedicated to protecting the innocent and ridding the world of evil. Although Phoebe was often considered the weakest of the Charmed Ones by demons, due to her powers being more passive than active, she consistently proved them wrong with her formidable martial arts skills and her remarkable spellcasting talent. I wonder if Star-Lord's ship the Milano is named after Alyssa Milano. Number 5. Albus Dumbledore. I haven't seen any of the Fantastic Beasts movies yet, so whatever happens in those can't apply to this list. Dumbledore's Chocolate Frog states, considered by many the greatest wizard of modern times, Dumbledore is particularly famous for his defeat of the dark wizard Grindelwald in 1945, for the discovery of the 12 uses of dragon's blood, and his work on alchemy with his partner Nicholas Flamel. Professor Dumbledore enjoys chamber music and 10-pin bowling. He was also a member of the Wizengamot, headmaster of Hogwarts, and the only wizard Voldemort ever feared. I'm not sure if he ever drank any of the elixir of life because Dumbledore was 115 years old. And I still don't like Michael Gambon as Dumbledore. Richard Harris was so perfect. Number 4. Master Yoda. Yes, I know that Jedi aren't technically wizards, but as I stated in the rules, Yoda's incredible mastery of the Force allows him to do things that some people might consider to be magic. As one of the most powerful Jedi of all time, Yoda makes other notable Jedi like Obi-Wan seem like rookies in comparison. I mean, just look how easily he was able to raise the X-Wing out of the swamps of Dagobah. Still not impressed? Then watch how easily he reflects the Sith lightning here. It's never explained what planet Yoda is from, or even what the name of his species is, but they seem to have remarkable longevity, as Yoda was almost 1,000 years old when he died. Say what you want about the prequels, but me, personally, I would score every numbered Star Wars movie a 10, and then from there arrange them from worst to best. That might make a good countdown, although until they announce another trilogy, it can only be a top 9 list. Number 3. Doctor Strange. I would have put Doctor Strange at number 1, but that seemed like a cop.
There's a thing there. There, that's easily fixable.
Strange at number 1, but that seemed like a cop-out to me. But he did rank higher than Yoda, and not just because he's actually a wizard, whereas Yoda is a Jedi. I've never read the comics, so all my knowledge of Doctor Strange comes from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Doctor Strange was once a highly successful, yet notably egotistical surgeon. He endured a terrible accident that crippled his hands, which led him to evolve in ways he could never have foreseen. He now serves as the Sorcerer Supreme, Earth's foremost protector against magical and mystical threats. And until Thanos took it from him in Infinity War, he was also the keeper and guardian of the Time Stone. When I first watched Doctor Strange, I was expecting Stephen Strange to be British, since Benedict Cumberbatch is British, but I was wrong. Such a great movie.
Right at the end there, I don't like the way that looks. There's a cut right there, so we're gonna do this. We can't do that either. Alright, so then speed duration, actually wait, better idea. No. You don't do it here, you do it here, so that you can do this, and then you do speed duration 1, hold indefinitely, Oh, computer's lagging a bit here. Tough it out, computer. I'm almost done.
Is British, but I was wrong. Such a great movie. Number 2, Willow Rosenberg. Willow was introduced to the forces of magic by attempting a complex spell to restore Angel's soul. To her own surprise, she tapped into considerable power during this ritual and would come to practice witchcraft. Willow was quick to grasp basic spells, and with support from her girlfriend,
Oh, I still have to crop those.
powers blossomed even more rapidly, as did her self-confidence. Milestones in her magical career include the enjoining spell, resurrecting Buffy, oh yeah, and nearly ending the world. Yeah, she kinda turned evil for a while, but she's back to normal now. She even used the scythe to activate all the potentials in the world, creating an army. I'm just lucky I never saw American Pie until after I finished watching all of Buffy. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to look at Willow without thinking about this one time at band camp.
Oh, hang on. There, that way.
Number 1, Vivi Oronisha. Vivi is so cool, and he's always been one of my favorite characters in the Final Fantasy franchise. All of the character development in Final Fantasy is phenomenal, but Vivi's struggle in particular resonated with me very strongly, as he delves into the stark, verifiable certainty of his own mortality. This results in him transforming from a meek, fearful, and submissive child who recoiled at the very thought of death into a confident, determined, and gallant young man who accepts reality and lives his life with purpose. It's one of the most effective character transformations in the franchise. Despite his small stature, Vivi is one of the strongest black mages in the series, as he can learn Meteor, Flare, and Doomsday. I also love how they actually made him look like the traditional black mage from the original Final Fantasy. Abracadabra! That was my list. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, why not click the subscribe button? It has the magical ability to make me really happy every time a new person clicks it. Or if you want to watch more countdowns, click this card to be taken to a playlist of all the other ones I've done before. Thank you so very much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I just have to put a crop on these guys. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then right, oops. All right, so then that's that. Okay, so I'm almost finished this. I just want to do a little bit of tweaking here and there, and then I'm going to give it another watch later without my headphones in to see how everything sounds that way, because right now the volume is at like 30, so. And I think I might do a couple of changes here and there in the footage, but other than that, I think this one is completely finished. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed watching this live edit. Let me know what you think about the video when you get around to watching it. Actually, that doesn't make any sense because this won't air for a long time. Like, this won't even be online for more than a year. So by the time this is online, that the episode in question will probably already have aired. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the live recording. Let me know what you think about me starting them halfway through, or if you want to see the entire thing, because it wouldn't have been much more interesting. And I hope you enjoyed again, and I'll see you some other time. Peace out. Later. Bye-bye.